Have you ever wondered what would happen if you were to comb out your locks? Would your hair be as long as your locks are? Would you lose a lot of hair, a lot of your volume? What would happen if you were to comb out your locks today? What would your hair look like? Today's video, I'm going to be addressing this topic. Let's get to it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sebbies channel. This channel is all about positivity and unconditional love. And on this channel I discuss anything from lock care to lock repair, among other things. In today's Ask Atreyu video, I'm going to be answering a question related to what happens when you comb out your locks. What does your hair look like? But before we get started, I would ask that you please subscribe, hit the bell so that you're notified whenever I upload, and that you hit the like button. Alright, let's get to today's Ask Atreyu question. Today's question comes from, once again, Sheila Marast. She writes, here's another question. I like hearing you speak. Well, thank you. I thought to myself, if I were to comb out my locks, wouldn't most of it just fall off? I thought this because my hair doesn't grow into my locks. I'm just constantly growing new hair. What are your thoughts on this? I'm not thinking of combing them out, just curious. Yes, I understand. Sheila, I can tell you're a very inquisitive person. So as you know, I told you that I think that it just depends on how you detangle your locks. Some people are adamant about using a lot of conditioner to detangle the matted hair, while others found that detangling with dry hair worked better for them. So I think it depends on finding the best method for your hair texture, but I think it's also going to depend on how willing you are to be patient. If you get frustrated and you just want it done and over, I can see you, ripping out hair just for the sake of detangling it, right? But you're not really detangling it, you're just kind of ripping out tangled hair, and that's different. So I think when you just kind of go at it hoping to be done ASAP, then you're going to lose a lot of your length. I think you're going to have a lot of split ends that you'll need to address, so you'll probably lose more length once you get your hair trimmed to deal with those split ends. So yeah, I think it depends on one, how you detangle your hair, okay, the approach that you take, and how carefully you detangle your hairs. Also, you mentioned that our hair grows away from our locks, and that might be an issue as it relates to how much length we retain or whether or not we're going to lose all of our hair. First of all, I don't think you're ever going to lose all your hair. I would say that even things like popping your locks, or when you're separating your locks, or when you're trying to reestablish parts, even things like that, how you do that, if you do it gently, if you do it on dry hair, if you do it on hair that doesn't have slip, then that will also affect those hairs if you ever decide to comb them out. I mean, if you're just like ripping locks apart and breaking them off, then yeah, you can end up with split ends, and that will play a role in how much length you actually retain. Also, whenever you tangle your hair, remember these locks it's just matted hair, and a lot of shedded hair is in these locks. So you will lose a lot of hair, but that hair, a lot of that hair is shedded hair, right? It's not actually the hair that is still a part of your scalp, that's still attached to your scalp. So I think you will lose a lot of hair. I don't think you necessarily have to lose a lot of length depending on how you detangle. And I think that depending on how you treat your hair over the course of your lock journey, if you're very careful with it, then I think that sets you up to retain the most amount of length. Once again, I've never combed out my locks. So if there are any of you who have and you want to speak on this, please feel free to drop down below in the comment section and give your experience and your thoughts, so that Sheila, myself, and others can learn the most that we can about this topic. That is it for today's video. If anyone else has any more questions that you would like me to answer in an Ask Atreyu video, you know how to submit them to me, so please do so. And as always, please learn to love unconditionally, because loving with conditions with hearts, and not really love at all. Sebbies is out.